Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and good day everyone. My name is Noramin Alimosa from STEM 5. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about the respiration. Respiration is an oxidation process which involves degradation of a complex organic compound, hence carbon dioxide and water and energy are produced. Respiration process can be divided into phases. First phases is the external respiration or breathing. The next phase is the internal respiration or cellular respiration. External respiration or breathing is a process where animal intake oxygen and release carbon dioxide. And this is mainly has two phases. First is the inspiration and the expiration. When we say inspiration, it is a process by means which oxygen is taken to the lungs, while expiration is during expiration, this carbon dioxide is expelled out from the respiratory organs into the environment. Which is ito yung normal na ginagawa ng human being or tayo. And when we say internal respiration or cellular respiration, in this process, oxygen is used in chemical reactions within the cells. And this reaction release energy from food substances and produce carbon dioxide and water as a waste product. In this topic, we are going to discuss about the respiration in animals, which means that the mode of external respiration varies greatly from organism to organism. The basic process of respiration or cellular respiration is similar in all living organisms. The process of exchange gases varies in different animals. We have 5. First is the through plasma membrane, through body wall or skin. The third one is through bronchial system, and fourth is through gills, and lastly through lungs. The first thing or the first exchange is through plasma membrane. In respiration animals, in unicellular animals such as amoeba, exchange of gases takes place through cell surface, and they absorb oxygen from the surrounding air or water and give out a carbon dioxide through plasma membrane by diffusion. Gas exchange by a direct diffusion across a surface membrane, which is efficient for organisms less than 1 millimeter in diameter. In simple organisms such as flatworms, every cell in the body is close to the external environment, and their cells are kept moist and gases diffuse quickly via direct diffusion. Flatworms are small, literally flatworms, which breathe through a diffusion across the outer membrane. And the flat shape of these organisms increases the surface area for diffusion, ensuring that each cell within the body is close to the outer membrane surface and has access to oxygen. If the flatworm had a cylindrical body, then the cells in the center would not be able to get oxygen. The another process is through body wall or skin. Just like, for example, the animal tapeworms, earthworms, and leeches, because they use their skin for the exchange of gases. And the skin of earthworm, just like, for example, the earthworm, is very thin and moistened, and many blood cells are spread on the skin, and these blood cells are known as capillaries. And capillaries is the exchange of gases where occurs. Kapag masuffocate ang kanilang balat, at madry, which means mamamatay sila kasi dito nangyayari ang process of exchanging gases. The third process is through tracheal system. In insects like cockroaches, grasshopper, transportation of gases or gaseous exchange take place by special type of fine tube is called trachea. Just look at the picture of insects. A grasshopper. Air containing oxygen enters through spiracles into the tracheal tubes. It then diffuses into the body tissue and reaches every cell in the body. And carbon dioxide released from the cell goes into the tracheal tubes and come out through spiracles. The fourth process is through gills. A majority of aquatic animals like fish and prawns breathe through special organs called gills. Gilla are protection of the skin that help in using oxygen dissolved in water. Gills contain blood vessels which help in exchange of gases. For examples, in the picture, the marine worms, the crayfish, and the sea star. and they use their gills in order to breathe and help in exchange of gases. Another example is the fish. The fish live in water. To get oxygen dissolved in water, fish gulp water through the mouth and pump it over the gills. Water passes into the gills chamber through gills slits. In each chamber, the water passes over the filaments and they absorb oxygen from the water and replace it with carbon dioxide formed. The water then passes through the gills opening and this process is repeated again and again. And lastly, the last process is through lungs. Ito yung usually na ginagamit. The amphibians, mammals, and birds exchange gases through a special respiratory organ called lungs. Lungs are air-filled sac-like structure in the chest cavity, and they are connected to the outside by a series of tubes and small in the lungs, air passes through the branching bronchi and reaching the respiratory bronchioles which house the first site of gas exchange. And the respiratory bronchioles open into the alveolar ducts, alveolar sacs, and alveoli because there are so many alveoli and alveolar sacs in the lung. The surface area for gas exchange is very large. And several protective mechanisms are in the place to prevent damage or infection. And these include the hair and the mucus in the nasal cavity that trap the dust, dirt, and another particulate matter before they can enter the systems. In the lungs, the particles are trapped in a mucus layer and transported via cilia up to the esophagus or the esophageal opening at the top of the trachea to be swallowed. That will be all. Thank you and wassalam.